Hello, here Tom Guide. I want to take you for the tour for the scenery from the Schindler's List made in 1993. In the background you could notice the territory of the former quarry, Liban and Ehrenpreis. During the Second World War was the mainly camp for the Polish prisoners. You could notice the mount of the Krakow's Hill, very ancient commemorating place of the burial place of the first legendary Duchess of Krakow. And then in the background you could see the territory of the quarry. And exactly over there you could see the 4 shafts. That was the background for the scenery from the Steven Spielberg and the film Schindler's List 1993. We walking there. In one moment I taking you to the exploring tour down to the quarry. Then we walking to see the former main road paved with the headstones on the Jewish cemetery. And the proper concentration camp Płaszów was over there. That's about 1 kilometer away from here. There was never here the concentration camp Płaszów. There's only the background for the film scenery from Steven Spielberg was arranged here at the territory of the quarry. It was just a very abandoned territory. Today is the Sunday, the charity day. A lot of Krakowians walking here, and here you see the cemetery of Podgórze. A lot of Krakowians were buried here. That is the main Catholic cemetery nowadays. Till today there are burials. And again, there's the 360 degrees, that is the traveling ground. And you see the mount of the Krakow's legendary king was just buried here. And that is the panoramic point for Krakowians. In one moment we entering down the quarry. Now much better. You see in the background the little shape of the barbed wire with the high tension in the time, and the shafts in the background. We're walking a few hundred meters down. You could still discover the traces from the mocks from the Schindler's List, but this house there was not mock-up for the Spielberg film. There was just a warehouse for the quarry workers. This quarry was in service till 80s in the former century. That's why it was just an abandoned place. But they're making the similar like a villa for Amon Goeth. This place seems not very safe. You see the Polski Fiat abandoned. Guided tours recommended. Just a little bit round, and the quarry like El Capitan. You could find here extremely red trees and white birch trees. You could still discover the film scenery from the Schindler's List with the post in that time during the war. It was the tension 400 volt, similar like in Auschwitz, and in the background you see the film scenery from the film. So just the fence. It's the shame that the place is used as the place for picnics and vodka drinking. Have a look, the former scenery used for the little barbecues, and the mocks from the film are used as the fuel to conduct them. You see, any tourist that wanted wish something from me. I'm sorry, I have to describe you for one moment. Oh, I'm sorry, the 2 guys that came here for climbing, just using this area as the climbing area, and asked me if I got any rope. And you see the famous 4 shafts. There was the background, and just very close was located the villa for Amon Goeth, just over there. I show you in one moment the traces. There was the mock for the villa for Commandant Amon Goeth. That's why that is a just and completely new project appear. Have a look. That is the guy is just making photos over there. There's the white statue of the little boy. That is the Grzegorz Ponury Okrutnik, the artist from Warsaw, had the idea of commemorating the biggest transport of Jewish children from Płaszów to concentration camp Auschwitz. All of them were killed. I tell you more about this fact, about these two statues, Apocalypto, over there. Look, the headstones, famous Macevas. Used as the mock by Steven Spielberg. Then you see the typical greeting, blessing symbol from the headstones. And then please follow me, like in the film, we're moving direction the shafts and the scenery from the mock and statues from film Schindler's List. Much better. Oh, there are the famous steps. There were steps to the villa of Amon Goeth. And in 90s there were just all steps were exist. They were just made of metal. But you see in the time there was just eaten. You don't see any steps. We have to climb over very slippery path. The remains of the steps in one moment you see much better. Look. Oh, that's just for scenery. Over there you could see the foundation from the mock. This place, the plate Amon Goeth's villa with the parties. And you see the shape of the balcony. It should be the worst famous balcony. And the place that Amon Goeth used to shoot the Jewish workers, just over there. And the view over the whole quarry again. It's beautiful sunset today. Today is the wolf's full moon. Oh, and the original metal shape of the foundation of villa. And overview between birches. And we're going down to the shafts. Now we are just at the shafts, and completely new project. Few months ago, the visual artist from Warsaw, Grzegorz Ponury Grzybiarz, they sponsored the new statues. There's the one statue they're showing the one son, and another the little baby staying at the edge. You see over there. That is just he said they are his sons, but there's just a very strong connection with the biggest action that took place from concentration camp Płaszów. 400 children were attracted with the German lullaby Mama, czy kauf mi ein Pferdchen. They were sent back to the lorries and sent to Auschwitz. 400 Jewish children from Płaszów concentration camp. But was not here. Here is the only film trick and the scenery from the film. Completely abandoned shafts. We climbing a little this very dangerous ladder up. As well as in the shaft. Look down. You see the some climbers that try their luck and climbing over there. Maybe there's the last chance to see that statues, because this is still waiting for the official permission. There's the little boy standing at the edge. You see there's some tourist visitors. They came here to admire the place, but a lot of them, they didn't know any facts around it. The facts, real true story about the Schindler, or just the preparing the film. That's why it's the part. That's absolutely the highest point of the shafts. I said maybe I'm the last visitor of this place because these shafts are very worst condition and they are very shabby, we would say. Short to say it is very shabby. I'll show you where we start. We were started on the left edge and we're going with traverse down, and now we are at the shafts, and you see in the background the Krakow Mount, the famous place from the burial place of the first legendary king Krakow. It's also a panoramic point of Krakow. No comment. We're walking such spiral staircase up to see much better panoramic view. Mind your head. Going in the quick tempo. Time is running out. And just we're getting the top. Have a look, you got a much better view. You see the little figure of the little boy, and another boy is standing just over there. That's why the little boy, we're coming just much closer. There's any couple is close to it, and they're like a Moses, the little boy that we saw before, and the Kościuszko Mount in the background. At the end, the figure of the little boy, Grzegorz Ponury Grzybiarz, the author, and we're waiting what's going on with this place. Is the left abandoned with the big rubbish and shitting dogs, or we're doing something better? This is the locked area. You can see that was the displaced garages and the warehouse of Płaszów. And a couple. It's the best graffiti, or we say mural, that I ever seen in Krakow. It's made on the wall, on the east wall. You're coming, smiling, romantic couples meeting. Is the new function of the place. Little Berliner Wall. Such signs you could find in Płaszów. No entry, dangerous area, getting at own risk. Something for the real explorers. You see the traces from the former rail track. That was the transport to Auschwitz. And today is completely full in the bush. Let this place much be a peaceful and commemorating place than any big rubbish place. Look at this, even any tires left. See you again in the much better shape of this place.